Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, this is a little special for the first time ever on Robert Sports Show. PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Battle of Los Angeles. So this two-day event took place back in January of this year, January 29th and January 30th. Now, PWG does not stream any of their stuff live. The only way you can see a PWG event live is in person. Now, you can, after the show, you can go on PWG.com and you can order it. Takes, 4 to 6 weeks or something for you to get it. But in order for you to stream the show, you have to wait 6.5 months for it to come on High Spots Network. That's what I did. Waited 6.5 months. Here it is. It showed up on High Spots a couple days ago, actually, so I was able to watch both shows. PWG, if you've never seen this, is my very first PWG show. Excalibur is the announcer, which I think I knew that. I just never really watched any of them. Some of the best independent. This is probably the top independent tournament out there. So day one is literally 8 singles matches for the tournament. And then day 2 is the semifinals. And the final quarterfinals, quarter semi, and then finals. So on day 2, the 2 guys who were in the finals wrestled 3 matches, and we just had a sick, crazy 8-man tag. So I'm going to run down. I'm not going to get into detail. I mean, obviously a lot of lucha libre style matches here. So to run down the moves, I'd have to get Excalibur here to do that. But I'm going to run down what the match was, who won, and the star rating that I gave it. Day 1, again, 8 singles matches, round 1 of the Battle of Los Angeles 2022. Rey Horus versus Aramis. Aramis got the victory. I gave it 3.5. Wheeler Yuta versus Blake Christian, 2 of my actual favorite wrestlers. I gave it 3 3/4, and Wheeler Yuta got the victory. Now, we talked about New Japan Pro Wrestling and the AW, the Forbidden Door. Jim Carter Promotions and the Ric Flair's last match show that had more companies working together, just like PWG. The first 2 matches: Rey Horus, Aramis, Wheeler Yuta, Blake Christian. AAA, Defy, AEW, Game Changer Wrestling. Next match, we had Jonah versus Buddy Matthews. We have AEW New Japan. Buddy Matthews getting the victory over Jonah. I give it 3.5. The first just barn burner match of the weekend, Daniel Garcia versus Kevin Blackwood. Daniel Garcia, what's he calling himself now? The Dragon Killer? The Dragon Slayer. The Dragon Slayer, Daniel Garcia versus Kevin Blackwood. And obviously this match was 7 months ago, so it's before the Dragon Slayer came out. Garcia getting the victory. I gave it 4 1/4. Leo Rush versus Jack Cartwright. Leo Rush getting the victory. I give it 3 3/4. Black Taurus versus JD Drake. Black Taurus getting the victory. Moving on. I give it 3 3/4. Alex Shelley versus Lee Moriarty. I was actually expecting more out of this match. Alex Shelley did get the victory. I gave it 4 star. It's hard for me to say this is the very best match of the card. It is one of the top 2 matches on the card. The main event of night 1. Mike Bailey versus Bandido. This match was a bar burner and a half. Bailey getting the victory. I gave it 4.5. I mean, come on. This match was just sick. Next up, we had, night 2. So, night 1 winners, Aramis, Wheeler Yuta, Buddy Matthews, Daniel Garcia, Leo Rush, Black Taurus, Alex Shelley, Mike Bailey. The best matches, Bailey versus Bandido was a 4.5. Garcia versus Blackwood, which was 4 1/4. And then Alex Shelley versus Lee Moriarty, which was 4. Night 2, the matches were just as good. There was only 2 matches that were over 4 star. So the first match, we had Black Taurus versus Aramis. Black Taurus getting the victory. I give it 3 3/4. Next up, we had Alex Shelley versus Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia getting the victory. I give it 3.5. This match was really, the next match was a disappointment for me. Buddy Matthews versus Lio Rush. When this match, when they showed this was the match happening, I was like, "Whew, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that." But you had Buddy Matthews, kind of the heel version of Buddy Matthews. Lio Rush ended up getting the victory by disqualification. Matthews hit him with a chair. Then Matthews attacked his knee. So we weren't sure what's going to happen since Lio Rush did technically win. Was he going to be able to move on? I give the match 3.25. Next up, we had Speedball Mike Bailey versus Wheeler Yuta. I give it 3.75. Speedball Mike Bailey getting the victory. Next up, we had Black Taurus versus Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia getting the victory there in a 3.5-star match. Then we had Mike Bailey come out. And it's supposed to be Lio Rush. But Buddy Matthews came out, and I guess they announced that because Lio Rush was hurt, that Buddy Matthews took his spot, which was kind of weird. This match started, actually, Matthews attacked Mike Bailey before the bell rang. So this match was pretty much a beatdown at the beginning, and then it was a super kick. I think, if I remember correctly, Bailey kicked him and then get the roll up 1, 2, 3. It's like I gave a 1/4 star. It was like 30 seconds or something stupid. So technically, Mike Bailey got the victory there. So then our finals was set: Mike Bailey versus Daniel Garcia. Then we had a Lucha Libre 8-man tag. Yeah, these things get a little crazy, and this match did not disappoint. It got a little crazy. We had Bandido, Jack Cartwheel, JD Drake, Lady Moriarty versus Blake Christian, Jonah, Kevin Blackwood, and Rey Horus. So we had Power and JD Drake and Jonah, one on each side. We had high flying and crazy move guys and everything else. Blake Christian did the freaking sickest freaking cutter I've ever seen in my life. Oh goodness gracious. He came off the balcony and nailed a cutter on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up so you guys can take a look. Was that not the sickest spot ever? Jack Cartwright coming off the balcony and jumping into a cutter by Blake Christian. Holy snap. Yeah, that was... Moves like that with a group like this, you just have to... The next level move. I mean, hell. Blake Christian's team, Jonah, Kevin Blackwood, and Rey Horus got the victory. I give it 4.5. That move right there, I was like, that's 4.5. Easy. I could see a lot of people going higher than that. Main event, we had Mike Bailey versus Daniel Garcia. This match started out kind of weird because it looked like Speedball was actually hurt. His knee looked like he was really messing with him. But Daniel Garcia was our winner of Battle of Los Angeles 2022. I give it 4.25. Again, because it started off kind of weird with the knee injury. I mean, he looked legit hurt, but and that's the thing. I mean, this Battle of Los Angeles is one of the bigger shows on the independent scene every year. Let's see if I can find some of the past winners of it. This is actually the first one I got to watch. So yeah, so some of the who's who of independent wrestling. It looks like it wasn't held at all in 21 or 20. Bandido won in 2019. Jeff Cobb, Ricochet, Marty Scurll, Zack Sabre Jr., Ricochet, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, El Generico, Joey Ryan, Kenny Omega, Low Key, SEMA, Davey Richards. So yeah, over the years, some of the who's who. David Starr and Gresham was the final 2 of the 3, 2019. Because they used to have 3 brackets. Now this year they only had 2. But yeah, if you go back to 2006, Saban was in a Generico, Kevin Steen, Roddy Strong, Austin Aries, Davey Richards, Claudio, Chris Hero. I mean, it's always been one of the top independent shows out there. 2005 was the first one, and just some of the segments here. I mean, Rocky Romero, Frankie Kazarian, Davey. Yeah, it's just it's just crazy. Steen, Super Dragon, but yeah. Yeah, the 2022 version is really good. Winner, Daniel Garcia. The best 2 matches, Mike Bailey and Bandido, night 1. And then that 8-man tag in night 2. Third best match, Garcia and Blackwood. Fourth best match would have been Bailey and Daniel Garcia. And then number 5 would have been Shelley and Moriarty. Those are all over 4-star for me. Great show. I enjoyed it. Hopefully I can watch more PWG there on High Spots. That's going to wrap up the PWG Battle of Los Angeles review. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.